Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, a place where geeks come to geek out. As always, he's Bozer.
And he's PK.
And today, we're going through and we're just talking about how amazing C2E2 is and how thankful we are to be geeks.
Yeah, because it was such an amazing weekend, and so we thought about doing some videos to show each day, but we're like, you know what, let's just do one video that's going to highlight the whole weekend to talk about all of you that we met and the amazing moments, the best things, because I don't know if you followed our social media, but we had such a great time, and there was so much goodness that we could not fit into one simple little video.
Now, little candid thing, just so people know, we're gonna do our top 3, 3, 2, 1. Number 1 being the best, so do it in reverse order.
Okay.
And we have not talked about this, so there's a chance there will be some overlap. But it could be a really cool thing to be like, what if our number 1 ends up being the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So
what's your number 3?
Number 3.
3 best moment.
Number 3 best moment was my lightsaber.
Yeah, you got a new lightsaber.
I got a new lightsaber. Compliments of Moose. He'd done a grab bag. Didn't like the hilt and everything. He said I could buy it off of him. I ended up turning it purple because I always said if I was one, I'd always be a Jedi, and if I was gonna be a Jedi, I would have the purple saber. I like what it identifies as. Not its originality. I think was really funny also as well. I don't know how much you know about this stuff.
Ish. I appreciate it. I geek out with you over it. That seems like it makes sense. Like Mace Windu.
Yeah,
purple.
Mace Windu. Okay, so originally Samuel Jackson made it purple so he could see himself in the fights. But then later on, people put they created a really cool backstory for why purple exists. And then on his lightsaber, it's BMF, Bad Mother.
Oh,
yeah,
that's funny. Of course, Samuel L. Jackson. Let's see. My third favorite moment of the weekend. My things aren't moments. Like they're not specific little things. They're like these precious categories.
Yeah, no. Go ahead and head up with category. Was it
so
photo shoots?
The what?
The photo shoots?
The photo shoots were pretty cool. Yeah, I think overall just like I love cosplaying.
Yeah.
And getting to like dress up with my friends and just cosplay, and people are like, oh yeah, can we take a picture? And I just love that. It's like that little validation, like something you worked really hard on, other people geek out over it. And the thing I love most about cosplaying at a con is it's an instant conversation piece.
Yeah, you immediately connect with geeks. You're like, are you this from this? And you're like, yes. You like that? And like,
yeah.
I love this. And you got to meet like really cool when you were in your Caduceus.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
Yeah,
I'm getting to that.
Well, you're talking about cosplay, so I just...
Yeah, that's why they all bleed together, my favorite moments. So just like cosplaying in general, we don't cosplay often. We're not a cosplay account. So anytime we get to, I really love it. And
yeah, it's one of my addictions, I think, like as I'm getting more into it. I'm not nearly as into it yet as you, but I'm like working there. And I think now where you do like a new one every time, I think I'm going to start locking in on like, this is the one that I'm going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Which you might too, I don't know.
I mean, I like a little collection.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with not creating something brand new every time.
Yeah, I think I'm moving forward, just because it's expensive. I think I want to just keep evolving.
It does, yeah.
A couple that I really love.
Number two.
Number 2, I think it'd have to be the cosplay competition. Like the world championship, like Fortnite.
That was amazing.
I think just like last year, just getting to see cosplay on a professional level was so amazing. I always admire people, and like there's photos of us on the Twitter where I got to actually meet the one from London. She
can't remember her name.
She was Final Fantasy Chocobo, and she was amazing, and she was absolutely incredible, and it was awesome to meet her. And like that's the other thing, like they were there, and I guess it's you see them and you're like, oh, these are celebrities. And they're just cosplaying, and like it was really cool. And they were talking about how much they enjoyed it, and how like C2E2 actually paid for their flight, their stay.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
If you win in a different country and come here,
good.
They pay for everything.
I would feel so bad. I've seen some of those cosplays because they're huge. If you were there, let us know in the comments. But you know that a lot of those cosplays were massive, and they took so much space, and just to ship those parts on a plane would be super expensive. So I'm glad to know they have some financial support.
Yes. So you.
My number 2 would be the fact that I got to meet the Critical Role community. If you've seen on our Instagram, I posted a couple weeks ago the fact that I love Critical Role. I bought a hoodie. I saw their panel. I got to be in the overflow room. Not ideal, but at least I got to see it. I got to meet Taliesin Jaffe, which was incredible. But even beyond all that, all day I was dressed as Caduceus in this really great look by Olvar the artist. And all day people just came up and gave me things because they were a critter and they're like, here, you're a critter too, I love your cosplay, here's a handmade dice, or here's a Traveler Con pin, or here's some flowers for your staff, or here's a beetle because you're Caduceus. And it just shows like people took the time to think, I'm going to be around other critters. Rather than think about like themselves, they thought, what can I give to everybody else? And like while the geek community is beautiful, I had never experienced, I guess, that
full depth of it. To see a full community, like there's geek communities within the subcultures within the geek community.
Yeah.
And to see how strong those people come together. Like critters especially, they're very tight knit. I mean,
right.
That example alone goes into the $700,000 Kickstarter. Is that what it was?
I'm sorry, you mean
$14 million.
Yeah, it was aiming for $750,000. It went to $14 million, and now I see why, because you critters are so dang generous.
They're incredible. You're all incredible.
But it's like, here's some people that just made some YouTube show or like some Twitch stream, but because of who they were, it really resonates to people at a more human level, and that idea of don't forget to love each other hits home with every person that enjoys their content, and it makes me and all of us critters want to be to that level. It wants us to take a step forward in our humanity to be what an OCD&D character could be, you know? And it was just so magical, and I will never forget that feeling.
Now, number one, I have a weird feeling we're going to agree with that number one. Again, we haven't talked about it.
No, we haven't.
But I do think we will. Getting to meet all of you.
Yes!
Yeah?
Yes!
Yeah? That was my number one.
Yes!
I almost wanted to write it down, but I was afraid that if I'd said, like, let's write it down, we might mess up. Meeting all of you. Like, we got to hang out, and, like, we actually Airbnb'd with people that we had met purely through this, which was incredible. We got to go into the floor, and we got stopped by people who immediately recognized us, and we recognized them because we're like, oh my god, we follow you on Instagram, you guys are incredible, we talked, we've communicated, to finally put a body to a
text. It was surreal.
It was incredible.
It's just, I couldn't fathom the fact that, like, I talk to you every day on Instagram, or we geek out about this, and here I can high-five you, and I can give you a hug, and we can, like, actually connect with this with more than what our thumbs can handle.
Right, we can verbally communicate and, like, see our face, and we can be excited. That pure, genuine, like, getting to finally meet people that in my head were only, like, Instagram accounts or like YouTube.
I don't know any of your real names. I only know you by your Instagram accounts.
I remember you called out like this. People like, you're like, oh my god, you're like,
they're like, what's your name? Oh yes. What's your handle? Yeah,
incredible.
And it's the fact like you guys were so excited to meet us, which we will never know why. We will never understand why.
Especially I feel like we were like more excited. Like I was excited to meet you.
We were fanboying over all of you, right? But then you were like so excited and you love our videos, and like just the fact that any of you are watching this right now is mind-boggling, and let alone with the fact that you subscribe to make sure that you never miss one of our episodes is just mind-blowing.
No, it shocks me to my core.
And that's what this C2E2 specifically, because last year we had the channel, it was brand new.
She was fresh.
We were meeting all of you, and so we made some good friends, but since then we have actually made some really nice relationships, and we've been able to continue to talk with a lot of you. And then when we went to this C2E2, I felt like it was a reunion of friends and family.
Yeah, it brought a whole new level to it. And then like everyone's excited, like what con are you going to next? Like ASIN was a huge one. Like, are you going to ASIN? Like, and unfortunately you can't.
I can't.
I
hope it doesn't get canceled.
Moose can't either. I'm praying it doesn't get canceled. If it doesn't, I can't go for the full thing, but I think I'm gonna go for one day.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't go in cosplay. I was like, I'll bring out a cosplay, but I was like, but I want to go to ASIN. Everybody talks so highly about ASIN. I want to see it. Yeah, it's absolutely mind blowing.
And it just really resonates with the fact that geeking out loud, and it's something that we say all the time, just geeking out loud, and it's that like pursuing your passion to the nth degree, not keeping it hidden because you're afraid of judgment, but just letting it out there, which is what a con is all about. It's like the sole reason that any of us have connected. whether it's because of our content that we're geeking out loud and you connected with, or the fact that like we've noticed you and how much you love your thing and we just are drawn to it. Like that's the reason any of us have been brought together.
Right. And I think it just resonates to follow up and like continue into the whole geek community. It reminds us, or it reminds me at least, that this is possible because we have people that love us and we love them and we're able to do this together. And it reminds me that like people have already achieved this. And it reminds me that if you have a dream, just because somebody says that you can't do it or they don't understand how something like being a cosplayer or 3D printing things professionally or whatever your mind can put around, if that's your passion and that's what you want to do with your life, do it. Like, I'm not saying drop and quit your job today, but I'm saying if you put your heart into it,
right,
it's out there for you. And I think C2E2 last year was a big hit. And I was like, this is possible. This is something we can do. And that pushed me through the year. And now it's going to push me to the nth degree because, again, it was that big reminder of like, this is very doable. Like, anything that you want to do, if you're passionate about it and it really ignites your soul and it fills your cup, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah. And that's why I love that quote, Henry Thoreau, which was, don't ask what the world needs, ask what brings you alive. Because what the world needs is people who have come fully alive. So whatever your passion is, we want to encourage you, geek out loud about it. And because I like to say, like I've got students and they talk to me about what they want to be when they grow up. And sometimes, they're kind of fanciful. But my thought is, if you are passionate about it, when things get hard, then you're going to get creative to make it work. But if you don't care about it, then as soon as things get hard, you're going to give up. So whatever you're loving right now, whatever you can envision, let us be your motivators and us be your cheerleaders. Because we saw us doing a YouTube channel and we're like, well, let's see if anybody watches. But you do. And you continue to bring friends in that do watch this stupid content that we're putting on the internet. But you love it, and we love you for loving it. And it's just like, I'm going to explode!
It's amazing. And if you have passions, and we want to geek out with you on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, tag us. Tag us in it. I want to see it. I want to geek out with you in your comments. I want to share it with the world. We'll put it in our story. I want to share the world with you.
That's my favorite thing when you guys tag us, because we could have absolutely nothing to do with like your cosplay or something you're collecting. But the fact you tagged us lets us know, hey, will you enjoy this with me? Will you just geek out about this with me? And so I'm like, yes! And we go crazy in the comments because you're enjoying something and we want to promote that.
We want to geek out with you. So please continue and start to tag us. We love it.
At For Geeks by Geeks, FOR, not four. There's only two.
There's dose, but we're for the geeks and spy geeks because we are geeks ourselves.
And even if like you're an adult and you're just coming into your geekiness, that's kind of my story. I kind of kept my geek on low for many years because I didn't know how much I loved this and how much I was trying to hide it, I guess, for fear of judgment. And as I'm getting older and just leaning into it, I've loved every second, and it's just brought more people into my life who I appreciate, including this guy right here.
Yeah, and I appreciate him. And I always knew, it's funny, we talk about it all the time, but like, I saw the geek in you, and I was like, I feel like we just gotta pull that out, and I did.
You reached right into my heart.
Right on the heartstrings of the geekiness.
Pulled my geek inside out.
But I was like, that was just the concept. It was like, I think you're somebody who wants to geek out loud, and you just don't, and I want everybody who feels like that, because I felt like that, and I know there are other people out there that feel like that. That's why we want you to share the videos and like get other people. That way nobody feels alone in geeking out, and we can make it a louder statement that being a geek is nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah. It's something you should shout from the rooftop and be proud of. And like Haikyuu, it's one of my favorite animes. Right. I never shut up about it, even though it's
actually a beautiful anime.
Beautiful anime.
Watched it.
But it's got a weird rap to it because it's boys playing volleyball. But like the story's incredible and it's amazing. And I know for a fact, high school me would have never said that he likes it. I would have just watched it by myself and been like, I want to talk about this, but I can't because no one's gonna understand it. Now I'm just like, you gotta watch Haikyuu. I'm gonna make a bunch of Haikyuu references, whether you get it or not. I'm just excited about it.
Yeah, because none of us need to be alone, because none of us are alone, and we just want you to stop hiding the shadows about what you're loving and tell the world, because The people that don't care don't matter, and they're going to go away. And the people that do care are going to show up, and they're going to come alongside you, and you're going to create your own tribe and family, just like we have. So thank you for being part of that family. Thank you, honestly, for geeking out loud with us every week. We just feel so loved and appreciated by all of you, and you will never fully understand what that means to us.
And one last request, if I can make a request. Down in the comments below, if you made it this far, just tell us what you're geeking out about, and also what you want us to geek out about moving forward with the rest of the year. We're looking for new topics, and we want to geek out, and possibly want to geek out with you. So
we're always looking for guests.
We were trying to get back into that rhythm. We obviously, if you see the background and the new camera and the lights, we were trying something new, but now that we've got it figured out, we're ready to get guests back on and really geek out with everybody again. So please tell us what you want to see us geek out about. Tell us what you're geeking out about currently. We'll geek out with you. Alrighty?
Okay, so until next time, you guys, I am Bozer.
I'm PK.
We love you.
And you just keep geeking out.